it's too crowded here, talking to the people who are already in there. And then he look over at me and be like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm here to observe. And he was like, observe? Get in the boxing ring. And I'm like, get in the boxing ring. But I noticed like I was losing weight so fast, and more specifically for women, we have those problem areas. Like you can get to a certain point, but like this don't leave.
Yeah.
I mean, my legs was curving. I was losing, what's this, the fupa or whatever?
The fupa. Something Big Family, I'm excited to be here today. You're not even ready for this because this is a full body, fat blasting, about to take your core to a whole nother level situation. I personally have never heard of Square Fit, but that's okay. I'm watching the videos. I know y'all seen it. I'm like, what is this? We are here today. I need you to sit back and learn because this exercise, this fitness program is about to take you to a whole nother level because I'm ready. Because she was like, I could try it. So I'm ready to try this. It's Pro Boxing Conditioning, guys, and we're here at Swift Fitness Studios where they have this amazing program that we're going to find out all about today. And we're here with Coach Swift.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm so glad she's here to join us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us, have you always been into fitness? Is this your thing? How did this happen?
Okay, so how I used to run my life was I would gain weight about 10 to 12 pounds throughout winter, which I was okay with that. And then when like January, February came, I would work out up until April, May so I can be slimmer in the summer. Oh. But then when I turned 28 and noticed it was hard to get that weight off, I made it a lifestyle. I was like, once I get this weight off, I'm never not working out again. So instead of just working out half of the year to get ready for summer and then pick the weight back 10, 12 pounds back up, and that was just like a routine for me for years. But as you get older, you know, it's just not that easy to drop the weight. So now I work out throughout the year consistently.
Wow. Okay, so now that makes sense because a lot of us do that. I haven't never heard anybody admit it, but we have the cycle. You know, in the winter, we bulk up a little bit, and then getting closer to the summer, we try to trim down, do these quick diets, and it's just a perpetual, cycle. Wow.
But it worked until I got older. I used to can just go in the gym, drop it in 2 weeks, but it was so hard. I was getting stressed out. It was crazy. And so I went into the boxing gym and I started working out, doing boxing routines. And I did that for maybe like 2.5 years. And then the coach that I was actually working with, he couldn't take me to another level. I left that boxing gym. I went to, should I name the place?
I wouldn't.
Okay, I went to a gym and it was regular stuff like yoga, Pilates, and aerobics, regular stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I did love cycle, but it just wasn't speaking to me. And I was bored and I was able to cheat the stuff. So even on the days when I didn't want to go to the gym, I would still go, but I was like, not really doing anything. And I'm in my car and I'm feeling guilty because I knew that I cheated it, right?
I never heard anyone admit that they cheat their workouts, but you see them, they be in the back like half doing it, but they doing it, they're going through the motions. And you knew that, so you shopped around and then you just found Square Fit.
So I hopped on Google, I find Temple Boxing, which is affiliated with Square Fit. So I went there thinking I would just, do like regular boxing routines, hit the bag, still like stationary weights and stuff like that. So the way that their gym work, you go and you can observe to see what you're getting into, which totally makes sense before you pay for it. And so I'm sitting there observing and Keith walks through the door and I just hear his voice go, hey, hey. I'm like, who is that? And I see people in there, they just tensing up and looking all scared. I'm like, who is this person? So he walking, it's too crowded here, talking to the people who are already in there. And then he look over at me and be like, what you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm here to observe. And he was like, observe? Get in the boxing ring. And I'm like, get in the boxing ring? I was like, this is my first day. Get in the ring. I'm like, but nobody else is in the ring. Why I gotta get in the ring? I just want to see something. So I get in the ring. He like, do a P1-2. That's a punch, straight cross punch. So I do those. He was like, now do this. He just called and stuff. So I do it. He was like, okay. So he started fixing it. He was like, you ever boxed before? I'm like, I was in the boxing gym. So immediately he like, get out the ring. Follow me into my office. So he take me into his office and he's showing me all these like world champions that he trained using Square Fit. Wow. And he started telling me about the program. And he pulled a square out and he was like, I got this fitness program. And I'm like, okay. And he was like, and I think, I feel something. I think you the perfect person to teach it. I think you can help a lot of people. You can reach people.
Wait, this is the first day?
First day within seconds, literally.
And who
within
is
seconds.
Keith Johnson?
He's the creator.
Trainer?
He's a creator of Square Fit Pro Boxing and Conditioning, and he is a trainer for boxers or really any athlete, because he also trained UFC people as well. And he can train basketball, football. He really have a cross-train component with Square Fit too that would condition the movements that you do on any field or court in sports. So, but he really focused on professional boxers.
What? And so the first day he pulls you in, you must have really showed out.
No, I think it was
ring.
more of energy or whatever.
Okay.
Like he felt it spiritually, I guess. and then with what I did show him, he felt like I had a good base to fix those things to to teach. And then he pulled the square out, and he was like, yeah, and I got the program. I was like, that? He was like, yeah. I was like, that square right there. He was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
Oh.
I was like, well, let me see what it do for me before I say, I want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
And I was falling all over that square. I was rolling all over the floor. But I noticed like I was losing weight so fast. And more specifically for women, we have those problem areas. Like you can get to a certain point, but like this don't leave.
Yes.
I mean, my legs was curving. I was losing, what's this, the fupa or whatever?
Oh. The fupa.
The lower part
The
of the
lower belly, the lower abs that we try to get rid of.
So it was just like my arms it's the problem areas that women have issue with, like the back and the arms and the lower abdomen. Yes. So everything was just coming together so fast.
Wait,
and
you just kept going to the program that he was doing?
Yes, I fell in it's an addiction. I'm not even playing.
Oh.
Like once you get it, you don't feel like you working out anymore. Now you feel like you training. And while the boxers are training for fights, we training for life. Sometimes our birthday outfits, sometimes the beach. But listen, we training every day. We in here fighting diabetes and hypertension and stress and depression and stuff like that instead of preparing for a world fight, which I think is way more important.
Wow.
But
and boxers use the square?
Yes.
That's
Boxers
amazing.
use the square.
So you met the founder, the creator, got your life,
Yeah.
trimmed down a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
So where did you becoming licensed in it and just starting to train others come from?
Okay. So after I fell in love with the program, I started training. So originally I was supposed to train to become a qualified instructor. So I'm in the house, and it's a real program. So you got to take a test. You got to take a written test. You got to take a practical. He takes it very serious.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm in there studying for the test. And when I get to a certain page in my book, I noticed that it was like 7 components. And I'm reading on the components. I'm like, this is amazing. I started writing down my ideas. I drew out this little, how I wanted my gym to look. It wasn't like an open space. It was more like different rooms. In this room, it was going to be like basic. In this room, but this is better really. And so I held it and I finished studying. And then the next day, I called him. I was going to the gym to work out. I was like, I was so excited. I was like, I want to talk to you about something. I got an idea. He was like, yeah. Because I tell people all the time, because there are other instructors already. I tell people all the time, like, you can do whatever you want with this. It could be a big thing. I'm like, okay, let me I got off the phone with him real quick because I didn't want him to say my idea. So I'm like, okay, I'll just talk to you when I get there. So I got to the gym. I worked out. He came and I was so excited. I was like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, and I got this idea, and I pulled out the paper. I was like, and we can run these components, and we can do this, and just have people coming in and out. And he sat back, and he was like, wow. He was looking at me amazed, and I'm thinking I'm giving him like a bomb idea.
Yes.
But it was crazy because he already had the idea. He already had the infrastructure. He already had how it was going to look. He was just looking for the right person to implement. And so because he didn't have to say, you mind opening up this studio, because we shared the same vision without talking about it, it just gave him even more confirmation that
Coach Swift.
Yeah. And then straight from that day, we immediately started working on it. We met every week on Tuesday, and we worked on the business plan, just like writing little details out and stuff like that, and what we was going to offer and how it was going to run. And then from that, I went into a shared space just to get me comfortable with teaching, which was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life until I actually opened the business. That's the first hardest. And it was hell.
Wait, what made it so hard?
It was hard because, oh my gosh, I was just an awful teacher. and when I first started, I felt like I had to learn that you don't have to do so much with Square Fit anyways to make somebody sweat or to make somebody lose weight or to respect the program. And that was the hardest thing I had to learn. So my classes were super hard. They ran super fast. And instead of building up on moves, I used to put the whole move together and think that they can learn it as quick as myself. Things that I thought were basic to me, it wasn't to them.
Yes.
I mean, it was just so frustrating. And I was the worst teacher in the world from like January to like April. And then something just clicked. And then I started breaking it down. And I'm like, okay. Then as I see people getting things, it was giving me more confidence. And then I was able to go back and make adjustments. And then I just...
That's awesome.
And the goal at Swift Fitness Studio is to always give you more than what you paid for. And so for me to do that, I have to stay close to my people. I have to stay relatable. I have to continue to get feedback, no matter like what it is.
Okay. We love that. Okay. So you said all that, but now you got to break it down to us. What makes Square Fit, pro boxing and conditioning so unique? I mean, what makes it just that flavor based on every other type of program that we can be a part of?
Okay. So first, I want to say this. Square Fit Pro Boxing and Conditioning is for anybody. But Swift Fitness Studio is... I opened this studio, which I take men and women, but I opened it for women. And I want to be honest, like that's my target market. And so Square Fit is a full body workout. It's cardio, it's toning, it's strength and conditioning, and we teach you fundamentals of boxing. And so while you're losing weight, you're also toning. But while you are reaching your fitness goals, you're also being challenged mentally, physically, and emotionally. So it is an internal and an external change. And I feel like it's amazing and everybody could use it, but I think it's amazing for women, and I think a woman needed to teach it. And even though you're here for fitness, like it also increases like your alertness, your response time, your balance, your coordination, hand and feet coordination, eye and hand coordination. So these are also things that you can use outside of the studio and you don't even realize it. It's crazy. And so, while you fighting the hypertension or the diabetes or the stress or the depression, you still reaching your fitness goals. So in here, we tell you like, this is about the internal, this is about being healthy, and the external transformation is the reward. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, now you make me feel like I need to try. Wow.
You should, I'm telling you.
You said that. Wow, that is amazing. And all full body, because sometimes when you look at it, I told you it looked like dancing and, like steps, and I was a little intimidated. So what would you tell people who are like, coach, I really do want to get more fit. I want to get better, but I'm not sure about your program. What would you tell them?
I would tell them that here at Swift Fitness Studio, even though it's a group setting, you at your own pace.
Okay.
And so the rules are, it's all fun, no pressure. It's not a routine. The movement combinations that you see, we build on top of that. We have demos. We will run a demo 5 to 10 times, whatever is necessary, because it's not about getting the whole thing. It's really about learning the concept of Square Fit, using your body, distributing your weight, sitting down on the legs, because once you get the fundamentals of Square Fit, that's when it becomes a full body workout. We also separate ourselves from like a Planet Fitness or a Goals or LA Fitness, because we have real instructors in here teaching real classes. We get raw with you, we work out with you, we will come and stand beside you. We also put you on a pad, so you're not coming in here having to figure things out. You're coming in here and you're being taught at a very, very slow pace. Or if you learn it fast, then we'll challenge you more. So you will not plateau in here. You will not get bored in here. And it's not an intimidating environment. It's a good time.
I love it.
But you won't find it out unless you come, so you gotta come.
This is one of them high intensity programs that you gotta check out if you want results. I'm pretty excited about that. Man, you gotta tell us, how do we contact you? How do we follow you? How do we get where we need to be? What's going on?
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I am Coach Swift. On Facebook, my name is T Swift. You can also visit our website, swiftfitnessstudio.com. On that website has my number and my email address. And I check that often. I answer the phone all the time. Or you can come to 5814 Allentown Way, Camp Springs, Maryland, 20748. Just walk on in. I will be in here. My instructors will be in here. And we can answer all your questions, give you a free demo. You can hop in class. and take it from there.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting. All right, guys, thank you so much. I need you to like and share. I will see you next Sunday. We about to be training like boxers, baby.